Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again. I'm going to bring you another video. This one's going to be following up off of my Q&A yesterday. Going to be kind of focusing and doing a full video dedicated to us breaking down and talking about what is up until now, which is The Walking Dead Season 5, halfway, mid-season after the mid-season finale Coda. What is, so far, the saddest moment in the series? All right, so I think this is one that it kind of depends on the viewer because, it depends on your state when you're watching it too, and which characters you like best, which characters you relate to most, and which ones you like. Plus, some people get into The Walking Dead at different times, so if they weren't watching it when a certain character death happened, maybe they kind of knew it was already going to happen and it was kind of spoiled for them, so then, they weren't... when it actually did happen, it wasn't as impactful to them. So I'll start off this video by saying that yesterday in the Q&A, I had asked the question. By the way, Q&A is in the channel if you guys want to watch it. People asked me, or Tyler asked me, if I had ever cried watching The Walking Dead. And I admitted, yes, I have a couple times, probably a few times actually, because I do care a lot about the characters. I do become very invested in the show, doing the videos, and just because it's my favorite series. I really, really like the series a lot. I like the comic book series a lot. And I cried reading the comic book series as well, too, when Laurie was killed off in the comic book series. I cried for sure. Yeah, it was just crazy. And I had read that first before I saw it in the TV series. So that was actually the biggest one, was when she died in the comic book series. I think I cried even more. But the thing was with the TV series is when Andrew Lincoln responded to it, when he falls down and everything, I couldn't even watch. Like, I had to look away, and it took me a few tries to actually watch it because I need to watch it to do the reviews, right? And it's sometimes really, really hard to watch, And this one, too, was similar. After the Beth death in Coda with Daryl and everything, it's hard to watch when he walks out there and he's got her in his arms and everything. So crazy, sad picture there for the thumbnail at the beginning there. So that one definitely, I think, is near the top. I could probably do like a top 5 or top 10, in my opinion anyway, of which moments were the saddest for me. But that one would definitely be up there. I would probably put into this conversation a few different ones. Definitely Beth's death was huge. Really, really emotional, really sad. And you could see it on Norman Reedus' face. He said he had been crying for an hour before they did the scene. And he had to kind of get himself ready and try to do it and everything. And even still, when he actually shot and everything, oh my God, that was so sad. Just to see his face, in the state that he was in. Same with Andrew Lincoln, especially when he said, when they told him that that they could stay, and that something along the lines of that it was safer than out there, and he responds like and he's crying too at the same time, like, no, I forget exactly what he said. If he said it's not or it isn't. It doesn't matter either one. It was just really, really sad. You see Andrew Lincoln's face and everything, and just, my goodness, really, really sad scene after that. And that one got to me. I did, that one did get me a little bit. So, of course, the Beth death has to be up there. In addition to that, let's look at the others. We had, in Season 4, Herschel. Bob's was pretty sad, too, but Bob was a character that we didn't spend as much time with, even though he was really sad, too, though. But, the one with Herschel was really sad, I felt like. But at the same time, it was full of, like, this battle that was going on, right? So it was, like, straight up, wartime. So it was really sad and everything, and traumatizing and all that to watch. But at the same time, right afterwards, the battle begins, right? So it also matters, too, what happens right afterwards. But that one was a really sad one as well. Going from Season 4, let's see, Mika and Lizzie. I mean, that was sad and twisted at the same time, especially the look at the flowers. That was really sad, but kind of twisted, too, right? So it wasn't exactly... it was super sad, and I think I may have shed a tear on that one too, but yeah, I did. But it was also kind of twisted also. So that's the reason why for that one, for me, it's there. And it was really sad, but I wouldn't put it near the top, I don't think. Who else do we have in Season 4? I think that's probably... Is that it? I'm trying to think of... There's so many deaths throughout the series, eh? I want to say I think so. Season 3, of course, the Andrea death at the end was really sad with Michonne and everything, and her knowing how to turn the safety off and all that. That was really really emotional. So for her death would be up there too for me as well as one of the saddest. And then of course there was earlier on in season 3, Lori T-Dog, with Lori's probably being, for me, probably the reaction from Andrew Lincoln being the saddest moment in the entire series. I would think, for how he responded to it and his acting in response to it. Felt totally natural, totally real, 100%. And man, he just did. Norman Reedus did too. Same with both of them. But they both their responses for me would probably be the two saddest moments in the whole series. With number one. It's a tough call. I think I still have to go with Andrew Lincoln, in response to Lori, and also too, not just the acting, but also because that's his wife, and also in addition to the fact that it's his wife, because they had been in like a rocky relationship, right? He touches her on the shoulder and stuff like that. Like they weren't, we got the sense that they weren't, he would have been full of regret because he wasn't able to really forgive her for what she did. So he didn't, get close to her, and then she died, and and he was dealing with hallucinations and all this stuff, and man, that one for me, yeah, I think that takes the cake because it's his wife, that's a big thing, right? So it was, and Carl's mom too, so you had that connection both there, but with the Beth one, you had Maggie as well too, you had Daryl, you had the others as well too. And I'm sure we're going to see some more of that, going through in the next episode, which will affect also this type of video topic here. But for me, still, I think that the Lori death is the one to beat in terms of emotion and sadness. But Beth's the runner-up, I would say. I mean, it was a really sad death. It was really emotional, and I did shed a tear as well, I'll admit. So I did. And I'm sure probably it's going to be, when the show returns, seeing Maggie's reaction and the rest. It's also a nose as well too is gonna add to that even more. Aside from that, who else do we have? I mean, lots of other deaths. Season 2 was Shane. I wouldn't really say it was sad. I mean, yeah, not really, because it's like a battle type thing going down, right? Who else do we have? Dale. That was kind of sad, but sorry brother and all that. Yeah, that'd probably be up there. Season 1. I mean, lots of characters from season 1. Was it Amy and Andrea? Yeah, that was a sad scene. I'm thinking way back now. It's kind of hard to remember. And lots of others throughout the seasons as well too. Some of them have been. But I think those are the main ones I would go with thus far, with Lori's taking the cake still, and then Beth's being a close second. And, we'll see the addition of Maggie's feelings afterward, more of it and that kind of stuff, and Noah's as well, and the burial and all that. That's going to be really... that's going to be really sad as well, too. So, anyway, not a very fun topic to talk about, but, one of the things about The Walking Dead is we really do care about the characters, and it keeps it exciting because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to survive, who's not. And then when someone does get killed off, it's really emotional as well, too. So, yeah. But I will say that the most emotional I've ever been was watching Game of Thrones after the Red Wedding. And if you guys haven't seen Game of Thrones, if you like The Walking Dead, I suggest you check it out. Even if you're not into medieval stuff, I would say give it a try. Watch the whole first season first, and you'll see some stuff in that. If you want to talk sad, it's up there, too. It's got some moments that are close to the Lori death as well that are pretty close, but yeah, even worse. But also with that one too, I get kind of angry sometimes at the characters they kill off, like in the Red Wedding. After watching that, I almost wanted to quit watching the show, but I realized I shouldn't be a sore loser, and it's the same thing with The Walking Dead. Just because your favorite team loses doesn't mean you have to quit watching the sport. Just because if you're a big time, I don't know, a football fan and you like the Denver Broncos, let's say, just because the Denver Broncos lose, doesn't mean you have to quit watching football altogether. It just means that you're a little bit sad that they lost. And I look at it that way for for Game of Thrones, especially with different houses and stuff. When you like a certain house, The Walking Dead's similar type situation. Favorite characters. Maybe some people wanted to see Daryl and Beth in a relationship. Maybe some people wanted to see what could have happened with Lori. I don't know. But it's just that's the reality of, if they're being realistic to the world that they live in, in their reality, then that's how it would be, And if they didn't do that, then it wouldn't it wouldn't be honest to what they're trying to do. So yeah, so those are kind of my thoughts on it. Also with Game of Thrones too, it borders on it's sad, but then sometimes it's traumatizing too. It's like it just leaves you shock face for like an hour. So but try it if you're up for that thing. You got some time this break, no Walking Dead on. You're not caught up on Game of Thrones. Hey man, not a bad idea. Check it out, guys. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Even if you don't like certain characters, there's definitely going to be some characters in Game of Thrones I bet you would relate to. Anyway, saddest deaths in The Walking Dead. I'm going to go with Lori's, followed by Beth's, and then some of the others, Andrea's and Dale's, and all the others after that, Mika, Lizzie, and everything. So. Yeah, if you guys like this video, please thumb it up below. Put your thoughts on what your saddest deaths were for you. Like I said, it's probably different for everybody. So write which ones touched you the most, or which ones got you the most, made you the most saddest, and if they made you cry. So don't be shy. Everybody cries. It's just part of strong men also cry. Anyway, thumb it up if you guys like it. Please share it. Please favorite it. And yeah, that's it for this one, guys. I'll see you for the next one. Send me your video request, by the way. As always, it's Trev. I'll say peace, guys. Later.